I think when we stop and notice things, we can find joy easier and be in the moment. And one thing I really love and I see as a silver lining, if you will, to dementia care is people living with dementia teach us how to really truly be in the moment, right? Because that's what we have together and the mindfulness of that. So I want to encourage you, and I know this isn't always going to happen, especially in the midst of chaos, but when you can slow down and be in the moment and see those smiles between each other, take a moment and if there's a song on your mind or something, singing and dancing, putting, in opportunities to see or find joy or create joy. We have to slow down. I create joy in my life by knowing when the sun goes down and I go and watch the sunset. And that is joy that I make for myself every day, that I want to see the sunset because that makes me happy. So it can be as simple as that, or, finding joy in those again, the smiles, the cleaned plates at dinner together and having, those moments, looking at the mundane, if you will, and seeing the joy of it and seeing the joy of everyday life that we sometimes miss can help us see those things a little clearer. I hope that made sense.
Yeah, I think it does. I think it really reflects on the idea of like before you can really start to rely on this other person to drive your joy, you need to find the joy in yourself. And by having that joy in yourself, then we can imbue that into the people that we're
Yeah,
caring
and I
for.
often say joy changes throughout life, right? Like what I was found joyful at 21 is not the same anymore. At least not all the things. So finding joy in the cup of coffee in your morning, and also seeing that the joy your loved one, excuse me, the things that bring joy to your loved one can and probably will change throughout dementia as well. And so when we put that pressure on us to say, well, joy is when, they're on the golf course and joy for me is when I'm at Disneyland. Yes, but in this season of life, we have to find attainable joy. And when we see our person changing and, say, oh, well, joy was them on the golf course. Well, now it could be talking about golf and talking about memories and watching golf. So there could be other ways to find that joy, but give yourself grace in knowing that joy can change and your joy that miss or, that Disneyland can come back and will come back. But there's seasons of life where it's just not going to happen, right? And because we're stuck in the thick of this and we're showing up for others. But know that it will come back and it's not gone forever. Joy is possible. It's there, I promise. But it changes.
No matter where you're watching the Dementia Collective from, if you get anything from this at all, anything, please like, comment, and subscribe. And most importantly, share this everywhere you possibly can. And if you're feeling extra generous, head to Apple Podcasts and Spotify and leave us a 5-star review.